Battle of the Sexes is the true story of Billie Jean King, a tennis player in the early 70s who broke away from the league, started her own league to try and get equality and fairness in the game. And it's a story that I didn't really know too much about. The character of Billie Jean King is played by Emma Stone, who is very good in this role. The main antagonist in this movie is Bobby Riggs, played by Steve Carell, who is absolutely fantastic. And when the movie starts, you get the idea behind it all. You have Billie Jean King dealing with Bill Pullman's sort of head of the Lawn Association, who is keeping the women down and paying the men too much. And he's very condescending, extremely sexist, and really gives Billie Jean that fight that she needs to just go, you know what, this isn't right. I'm breaking away from you, doing my own thing. I want what the guys have. She's not asking for any more, she just wants the same. And I thought, this is going to be absolutely terrific. I love this. Then very soon after she sort of kickstarts her own league of tennis players, her own tour, she starts to fall in love with a hairdresser that she meets one day. And she kind of moves away from her husband and starts to live with this hairdresser, well, you know, keeping this duplicitous life going on. And this is where the movie really slowed down for me. I found it was sidetracked. I understand what the movie was trying to do. It's trying to say that Billie Jean was discovering her sexuality at the same time she was, you know, fighting for women's rights and equality. But I didn't like the hairdresser character. I didn't like her at all. I found she kind of like took away from the Billie Jean character. This is true life, so there's not much you can do about it, but a better portrayal would have been more interesting for me. And the movie goes on this sort of love story that really boiled the movie down to being pretty tedious and boring for me. Then we get the introduction of Bobby Riggs, a larger-than-life Steve Carell character who is just sheer joy whenever he is on screen. He is loudmouth, brash, opinionated, knows that he is pushing buttons and just does not care. This is what he lives for, to make it spectacle, and he is revelling in every moment. He comes out and says that the women game's a joke. He's a 55-year-old ex-pro athlete, and he could beat any female at the game of tennis, and that's what the movie's building up to the climax. A big match between Billie Jean and Bobby Riggs as they get together at the end in a battle of the sexes, as the title of the movie alludes to. And whenever he's on screen, it's tremendous. He is such an interesting character. He is just larger than life, and juxtaposed with Billie Jean's introverted style and the way she keeps everything boiled down and close to her chest, really made me gravitate more toward the Bobby, because he was the far most visually interesting, the one that was doing the wilder things, the crazier things, the things that make you go, he actually said that, he got away with saying that and people didn't jump down his throat. It's just bonkers, some of the stuff that he comes out with in this movie, but it's hilarious at the same time. There's a scene where he allows the press in to do to his training as he's getting ready for the big game, and he is dressed as Little Bo Peep while sheep run about the tennis court and he's batting balls. It's just ludicrous, but it's funny at the same time because it's such an abstract, silly image. This movie is definitely split in two for me. You get the sort of love story and the story of Billie Jean King, which is semi-interesting, is the fact about the tennis and breaking her own tour and starting that, but the love affair was really boring and tedious and uninteresting for me. Bobby Riggs, every time he came on screen, he just lit up the screen. He was so entertaining, so fun, so vibrant that it made me sit up and pay attention. And then it would fall back to this subdued scene of Billie Jean again with her love affair, with her breakdown of her marriage. And it just kept going, and I was like, please get back to this really wild and crazy character. And I think that's why I wasn't really keen on the movie. Like I said, it's interesting because it's a true story. The love affair doesn't sit right with me because it just was tedious and boring, probably down to the filmmaker's choice. But the movie is almost saved by Steve Carell, but not enough for me to suggest going out and checking this out on the big screen. I don't think it's worth that. Maybe at home on a streaming service it's worth checking out. For me, Battle of the Sexes gets a 2 out of 5, and most of that is down to Steve Carell's performance as Bobby Riggs. Like I said, the best in the movie. If you've seen Battle of the Sexes, let me know in the comment box below what you thought of it, and I'll see you next time on Man vs Film.